welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today is Bharat Ramraj and Shomik Chakrabarti. And obviously, we're only a day away from India's ODI squad for the New Zealand series. Will be announced tomorrow, and we're awaiting what surprises could be on the cards. As of now, from what Rev Sports has reported so far, we're hearing that when it comes to the pecking order of the wicket keepers, Ishan Kishan is higher on the list than Rishabh Pant. We have been discussing this for a long time on whether or not Rishabh Pant fits into that ODI squad, and we might as well find out tomorrow whether or not he finds a place in that squad. The other thing is, we have been talking about this as well. Hardik Pandya being rested for this series ahead of the very important home T20 World Cup. The third point here is, in the absence of Hardik Pandya, who is the backup all-rounder? Last time around, we saw Nitish Kumar Reddy coming in, but this time around, it could very well be Shivam Dube, who was pivotal in that Asia Cup final with that partnership with Tilak Verma. And lastly, it could just mean a comeback for Mohammad Siraj. Shamik, I'll go with you. You were the one who wrote that copy where it said that Ishan Kishan is higher in the pecking order versus a Rishabh Pant when we talk about that wicket-keeping spot. We've seen that in the T20 squad as well. Ishan Kishan getting a go-ahead, getting a green light ahead of Rishabh Pant once again. And the selectors, Ajit Agarkar, made it very amply clear that it was because Sanju Samson being there, they wanted that top order spot to be a wicket keeper. So what are the details on this? What are your sources saying about it?
Yeah, Gargi, first of all, as you rightly mentioned, that Red Sports is the first to report that Ishan Kishan is in the ODI scheme of things as well. And how? I mean, 2 years ago, he fell out with the Indian team management. He said he wants to take a break. He didn't turn up for domestic matches. He lost his central contract. Now he is back. He's part of the Indian ODI, Indian T20 squad for the series against New Zealand, followed by the World Cup. And now he is very, very much in the frame for an ODI comeback. Mind, this guy has the fastest ODI double hundred. So, see, there are two things. What I have written a preview, and according to my sources, KL Rahul is obviously the team's first choice wicketkeeper batsman in the 50-over format. Rishabh Pant has been part of the setup since Champions Trophy without getting a game. Now, against South Africa, there was a third wicketkeeper, Dhruv Jurel. The selectors, what I have heard, that whether Ishan Kishan could come replacing Dhruv Jurel, or if it is Dhruv Jurel in place of Dhruv Jurel, if they retain Tilak Verma, then obviously Shubman Gill is coming back to take charge of the team as the captain. In that case, it's a straight fight between Rishabh Pant and Ishan Kishan. Now, here is the catch. Fact of the matter is that Rishabh Pant is there since the Champions Trophy. He didn't get a game. Without giving him a game, just summarily dropping him would defy logic. But then again, this selection committee is good at talking about team combination and all. It is their call. I was going through a quote from Akash Chopra, the former India opener. He also spoke about it won't be fair to drop Rishabh Pant without giving him a game. At the same time, he talked logic. At the same time, he doesn't take decisions. It is the selector's call. And one more thing I want to tell our viewers, that the team selection is very, very likely tomorrow online. There will be no press conference. It's a virtual. The meeting will happen on a virtual platform, but it might, just in case, it might happen on Sunday also. So either tomorrow or the day after, but very, very likely it is on Saturday.
All right, that's good to know because we've all been waiting for this squad for a long time now. Bharat, Ishan Kishan ahead of Rishabh Pant, do you think that's, it was coming, that this was long coming? At the same time, Vivek Kumar is saying Pant is so overrated batter. You all guys make him so underrated batter. What does that even mean? I have no idea. I have no clue what that means. Are you trying to say it? Anyway, Bharat, what are your thoughts about Ishan ahead of Rishabh Pant?
Yes, see, with Rishabh Pant, what I can say is, I think is at present he's more suited to Test cricket. That is basically because in Test cricket the fields are not spread. So what is basically happening for him in T20 cricket or in limited overs cricket is that the fields are spread and is struggling a little more to hit through the offside. I can give you an example. I think that was Lucknow Super Giants versus Rajasthan Royals last year's game. Now it is last year, obviously IPL 2025. And what Rajasthan Royals basically did was a lot of paces bowled from over the wickets, angled it across with fields set at third man, covers, maybe even deep backward point on those lines. So basically struggled to play shots to the offside. All he could do was take a single here, single there, a double here, double there. I think he's struggling a little bit when it comes to hitting through the offside in limit overs cricket. So from that point of view, I think it is the kind of right decision because even in Vijay Hazare Trophy, yes, I watched him score that 70 on a tricky surface at center of excellence. That was not a flat pitch, though the ground was quite small. It was adjacent to the other pitch where Kohli got 100. And this pitch was a little more tricky. He scored 70 of 79 balls, but still he was struggling a little bit to hit the offside. And the next match, he again scored some 24 or 29 balls. So from that point of view, I think it is better to look at someone else. But again, even Ishan Kishan, even if he comes into the setup, then he won't make it into the 11 because KL Rahul obviously will be the main wicket-keeper batter. But I think it is a kind of right decision. Although I have to say one thing, Rishabh Pant after that tragic accident, when he's made a comeback, he's played only one day, so one ODI. So from his point of view, he might be thinking I am maybe harshly treated here if he gets dropped because he got only one chance to prove himself in the ODI format after his tragic accident.
I mean, this case of Rishabh Pant has always been quite curious about why he's able to perform like that in Test cricket. But when we talk about the same attacking or fearless approach, we ask him to bring it in white ball cricket. He's sort of not as impactful in it. But Vaibhav Tripathi also joins us at this point. A lot of people, in fact, our entire comment section, Shomik, is filled with people asking for an update on Shreyas Iyer. What is the status at the moment?
He is not. I mean, the fact of the matter is that he is not making very, very, very likely because the team is not out yet. But he is very, very likely is not making it to the squad because he is doing well. When the last fitness test happened, he did well in certain parameters in terms of his batting, in terms of his fielding, but he failed three strength tests, each by 2 marks. So that is the thing. So the initial plan was to come back to the Vijay Hazare Trophy in the first week of January and take it from there to play this series. And he was pushing. And whoever you are, whatever your status as a cricketer, when a cricketer goes into a long layoff, he becomes a little insecure because with so many talent around, he becomes a little insecure. And Shreyas himself was pushing a bit, but after that internal injury he suffered in Australia, that laceration of a spleen and internal bleeding, he has lost weight also. So he failed the strength test by 2 marks each. After that, there was, the recovery is in absolutely right, is on right track, and maybe there would be going ahead another couple of, very likely he might be released from the COA either on 9th of January or 10th. And I mean, the latest he can come back to competitive cricket is the knockouts of the Vijay Hazare Trophy, because he will have to play the Vijay Hazare Trophy and prove his match fitness there as per the BCCI rules to prove his match fitness before going to the Indian team. So in all likelihood, Shreyas will not be part of that ODI squad. But then again, don't know. The physios are there, so I will keep it. I will keep the chance at 1%. I will not say 100% he is ruled out. I will say he is all but ruled out. But unless there is a miracle, he is not making it to the ODIs against New Zealand. That is the latest as far as Shreyas Iyer is concerned.
Shreyas Iyer aside, Weber, we've also been, and we've had this debate about Hardik Pandya being rested ahead of the T20 World Cup. But what we haven't talked about is who could possibly be the backup here. From what Rev Sports has reported, it is Shivam Dube who could very well make a comeback into the squad. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Has Nitish Kumar Reddy proved himself enough? Or will he feel hard done by the decision if Shivam Dube is picked ahead of NKR?
See, Nitish Kumar Reddy hasn't done anything. Like I have been saying this since last year only when he was picked for the first time in for the Australia tour. That at that time he only played 22, 23 first class games and he was raw. And when you are raw, I think obviously I am not doubting Gautam Gambhir's eye catching ability. The talent spotting ability. He has got that eye for talent. But Nitish Kumar Reddy last year also was very raw. Yes, he scored 100, but again, since then he has played all across all formats for India. But what exactly he has done to save his spot in any format? Just not just we are not talking. I'm not just talking about the ODI format. In any format, if he's losing his spots in all three formats, there is a good reason because he hasn't put in a lot of strong performances. There are not enough returns that you can make a case for himself. That's why you're talking. That's why Shamikda also wrote about this that Shivam Dube. There is a chance for Shivam Dube to come back into the one day side, and that's because he has been playing, Vijay Hazare Trophy 50 over matches for Mumbai. So if there is a chance, you need a backup for Hardik Pandya because obviously he's injury prone. So you need a seam bowling all rounder, and there are not many seam bowling all rounders going around who are in contention of the selectors, who are among your fringe players. So I think Nitish Kumar Reddy, for him, he should be motivated for go back to domestic cricket, perform well again, and prove your mettle once again, score runs, take wickets, prove your build your credentials, and then come back and make a return. You cannot just on the basis of one good innings in Australia, you cannot play for India for forever. So I think it's about it. Whenever a player gets dropped, he should take motivation. He should go back like Shreyas Iyer has done, like Ishan Kishan has done. Both of them have made a comeback into the Indian team on the basis of the performances that they have put in domestic cricket. So Nitish Kumar Reddy should follow the same path.
Yes, Shomik.
Gargi, I just want to make something clear for our viewers. As we have been branded as Shubman Gill's PR. So I just want to make it clear for our viewers that when I spoke about that Shreyas Iyer need to play the Vijay Hazare Trophy to prove his match fitness to get into the Indian team. But Shubman Gill, when he got injured during the Test series and came back during the T20Is against South Africa, he didn't play a domestic cricket in between. So there, I once again we could be accused of being Shubman Gill's PR, and have been defending that. But the fact of the matter is that the turnaround time was very less. There was a three-match ODIs in between. It is for a longish layoff. It is for a longish layoff because Shubman Gill, if you see, he played the first test in Calcutta also, and where he picked up that injury, he missed the Guwahati test, followed by the 320Is. So that period was very short, and that's why he was not required to participate in domestic cricket to return to the Indian team fold. But for
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer, it is a more than 2 months layoff. So in that case, we'll have to do it. So there are no double standards, and we are not doing any Shubman Gill PR.
When Shubman Gill comes up, I mean, this is something that will always come up. But never mind that. We have a bit of a breaking news and update on Shreyas Iyer here. So, from what Shubhayan is telling us, Shreyas Iyer's match simulation session today at the Center of Excellence in Bangalore has gone pretty well. The next one is on the 5th of January, which is 3 days away, and after which he can get his clearance certificate. So, does that mean that he's definitely out of the New Zealand ODI squad? Bharat, what are your thoughts? Of course, Shubhayan will give all the details very, very soon. A video will be up on that. But Bharat, what do you think of this?
I think they might not risk him. That's just my opinion. They might not risk him because it's not a injury that can be taken sort of easily, or it's not an injury that you can ignore by saying that yeah, it's just a minor injury. So I think he might not be risked. Having said that, a player like anyone, any cricketer, any sports person would want to play because there would be a little bit of what can you say insecurity that someone else will come in, score a lot of runs. It could be Rutraj Gaikwad or whoever it is will come in and score a lot of runs. Obviously, Gaikwad has already scored 100, so that would be a little bit of insecurity from Shreyas Iyer's point of view as well. So he would want to play. So I think it basically comes down to what the management will think, the think tank will believe, and from their point of view, most likely they won't risk him. But let us see.
Shomik, the other thing obviously that we're talking about is Mohammad Siraj. He's been out of the white ball setup for quite some time now. Could this mean a comeback for him?
He should. He went to Australia to play the ODIs. Before that, he was dropped for the Champions Trophy, and then Rohit Sharma said that he needed to improve his depth of his bowling with the older ball. And then he came back from the Australia series, and once again after the two test matches against South Africa, especially in the second test, he bowled a lot. He bowled a lot of overs. So after that, he was rested. So he should be back. Mohammad Siraj, you will need him, given that World Cup. Although the World Cup is still close to 2 years away, but given that it is in South Africa, you will need him there. So he needs game time in the 50-over format. So he should be there. Because if you see, Jasprit Bumrah is, in any case, he hasn't been part of the ODI setup since the 2023 World Cup, his last game being the 2023 World Cup final. Now, against South Africa, India went with a very raw pace attack. Harshit Rana, Arshdeep Singh, and Prashit Krishna. You need a bit of experience. So, from that point of view, Mohammad Siraj is certainly he is in the scheme of things. He might be brought back to the setup, and I let's see what happens with Mohammad Shami. He has proved his form and fitness is in domestic cricket, and if that is the marker, if that is the marker, because Ajit Agarkar earlier said that we wanted to take him to England for the 5-test series. He was not fit, and after that he was not given a look in. Now he has bowled so many overs in Ranji Trophy, Vijay Hazare Trophy, and Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, and he has performed decently. So let's see what happens if uh, Mohammad Shami is brought back. Which means the selectors, because age can never be a criteria in a skill-based sport like cricket. Age is just a number. Uh, if he is brought back, and if you are considering domestic cricket like you did in case of Karun Nair while bringing him back for the test series against in England. So if you are considering domestic form for Karun Nair, for example, so in that case Shami also deserves that. If he is not picked, I think it's all but over for him as far as international cricket is concerned.
Vaibhav, a final question to you. Of course, Shomik brought up Mohammad Shami, and that's the question that I wanted to ask you. Do you think if there is any time for a Mohammad Shami comeback, this is it?
Yeah, obviously that's it. Means he has played Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. He has played Vijay Hazare Trophy. He's been continuously playing for Bengal, so I think he has proved his fitness. He has proved that he's bowling long overs. He's bowling long spells. Everything he has done, whatever a cricketer can do, he has done that. Now it's up to the selectors, and I completely agree with Shamik. That I think I said this last year as well in our group only that I for me personally I think it's the already the end of the road for Mohammad Shami, because I personally I don't see him playing in the 2027 World Cup, and if he's being dropped for this series, I definitely not seeing him picked in for any format, just not just ODI, for any. I don't see him getting back into the test scheme of things, because there are enough quality bowlers that you have, and there are enough bowlers that if BCCI are trying, like whether it's Gurnoor Brar, Gurjapneet Singh, you can name n number of bowlers. Then you have a Mukesh Kumar as well. So I think we have enough quality and depth in our domestic cricket. So, and obvious in India, what I have seen is aging fast bowlers, they don't have future. And the most recent example is Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the way he bowled in the 2022 World Cup in Australia. You see, and that year he was a standout T20I bowler for India. But now all of a sudden, even he had a good IPL as well with RCB last year. But you don't see his, you don't hear his name in anywhere in any selection talk. So I think, yeah, aging fast bowlers don't have future in India is what I have observed. So I personally don't see Mohammad Shami in this squad and in any future plans for India in any formats.
All right. Yes, Shamik, before we close the show.
Gargi, before we sign off, I just want to make it clear once again to our viewers that, see, Shreyas Iyer, we are not saying he is ruled out, we are saying he is all but ruled out. If the recovery process, his progress is faster than expected, way faster than expected, and if by any chance if the selectors obviously will get the feedback from the NCA, or rather the Center of Excellence, about his progress, and if by any chance, if against the odds, he can make it to Bombay's last Vijay Hazare Trophy game on January 8th. The team is assembling in Baroda on 7th, but it's not a case, because from Rajasthan to Baroda, he can, if he can make it to January 8th, Shreyas Iyer just maybe has an outside chance to make it, but it is hoping against hope. That's why we're saying he is all but ruled out. Just a 1% chance. That is it. But don't take Shreyas Iyer into your team selection equation. If he can make it, fine. Otherwise, it would be Rituraj Gaikwad at number 4.
All right. We also have obviously the update on Shreyas Iyer's, match simulation session at the Center of Excellence. Shubhayan's video will be up soon, so don't forget to watch out for that as well. We'll be back tomorrow morning as the India squad is announced for the New Zealand series. Thank you so much, Bharat, Weber, and Shomik for joining, and to everyone who's watching.